let's see the data is available on GitHub. We have something called GitHub. It is a version control tool. Okay, so right, you just remember only this much. Don't get into too much of detail. If the data is available on GitHub, instead of having it in local folder, okay, you just think, that is also another cloud. Okay, if the data is available in something called GitHub, how do I read the data from there? Instead of loading the data from a local folder, how do I read this? How do I load the data from my GitHub? So for example, this is my GitHub folder. github.com fantasy 200k Power BI. So I will just share the link in the chat window. And don't worry, I will share it in the WhatsApp also. Okay. And in the WhatsApp, sorry, in the chat window, I just shared it. It takes time. Yeah, I just shared it. You can probably copy and put it in your laptop, okay? Or you just tap it in your mobile phone. It will connect to this one. You can bookmark it. How do you do bookmarking? You just go here. You will find this icon, right? Edit bookmark, the star. If you click on it, it will create a bookmark. Done. At a later point in time, if you go to settings and if you go to bookmark, you will find whatever that you stored it here. You can see it there. Okay. Fine. So in this one, I have a file called feb.csv, comma separate value file. I just click on this. Currently, I'm on GitHub. In GitHub, already someone loaded these files, data file. I can see this data here. So I just select this URL, right click on it, copy this. Now I'm going to read the data from GitHub and load it into my Power BI desktop. Get data. In this case, you need to use web. There is nothing called GitHub option. Instead, you need to use the web connector. Just specify this one. Simply I copy paste the URL where the fib.csv is available. And if I hit the button OK here, it will bring up the preview window, data preview window. Before loading the data into my Power BI desktop, it will show the sample data. But the sample data is, there is something wrong here. It is not showing correct thing here. It's showing column 1 doc type HTML and all it shows. Okay. It is not much helpful. I'm going to click on cancel. Now what you need to do is, in this GitHub page, here on the right side, you'll find the raw button here. You need to click on this raw here. Now we can see the row.id, order date, everything. And then the data, you can see it here, right? And it's all comma separated value. You need to click on the raw button. Look here, this URL, you need to use it. Copy this and then put it in your Power BI. So here web again. And you need to put this one here, okay? And hit OK. This is the data you see, right? Okay, now it got connected to my GitHub, right? And it was able to read the data from GitHub. And which file name? The CSV file, okay? And I'm going to hit the load button. Now we are successful in reading the data from GitHub. What is the file name? This is the file name. This is the file name, feb.csv, right? It is reading the data from there and then loading into your Power BI desktop itself. Okay, this is the file. Can you see it on the right side? 2021 Feb, right? This is the file. We loaded it from my GitHub into my Power BI desktop. Now this data is available locally in my Power BI desktop. Early, right? This data is already available in GitHub also, but we just brought this data from GitHub into my Power BI desktop itself. Okay, I just go to the data view. And if I select this one, you can see all the data, came here successfully. very simple one. This is how you can read the data from GitHub. You cannot, specify the URL where the file exists. Instead, you need to click on the raw when it comes to CSV file. Now the exercise is you have access to my thing, but you need to have the username and password. Best thing, you can go to GitHub and you can sign up there with your email ID. You go and sign up. It'll, you can specify the password. You will have an access here, like how you sign up with Gmail. The same way you sign up and load one or two files. CSV file you load it, and then Excel file you load it. The assignment for you is how to read the data from GitHub, the Excel file. How to read the Excel file data from GitHub. That is the exercise for you. Try Excel file using GitHub. Okay, how to load it here. By the way, thanks for all your patience. What I will do is now I quickly jump into the storage options. I'll walk you through the different storage options that are available in detail in another 15 minutes. What we will do is by 9:01 a.m., we will check the data refresh, whether the new file which I pushed it in the NC daily sales, the feb.csv also got combined with the previous loaded 3 months data. Okay. Sharp 9:01 we will see it. So now what I will do is I will just so maybe it is too much for you today, okay, because 1 second, let me just check. I'll just go to this file. Control F is not working. Storage mode. Just a second, I will share it shortly. Don't worry, okay. Now you can see my screen. Okay. This is important concept. Okay, you might feel overwhelmed because if I cover many things, but don't worry. You spend time watching my videos, okay? Now I just record this one. Oh,